What's going on, guys? Today I'm back with another hat format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your hat format replays, you can go down to the video description and find all the information on how to go about sending those in. Anyways, the match I have for you today, we have Odyssey Icaros, who is going to be on Spellbook, versus Birdman Omega, who is going to be on Hat. Now, I was tagged in this by a couple different people, and so maybe it's a good match, maybe it's something that is unexpected. I don't really know, as I usually watch all of these completely blind, so hopefully this will be a good match, but without further ado, let's get straight into it. So, starting out, it looks like Birdman Omega does win the rock, paper, scissors and get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Spellbook of Power, Justice of Prophecy, Temperance of Prophecy, Crescent, and High Priestess. And on the other side, we see Moral Tack, Double Cyclone, Pot of Duality, Moral Tack, and Ice Hand. And here, Birdman will get a draw for turn, getting a copy of Solemn Warning, definitely a strong card. And right away, they're going to go and activate that duality, revealing a Fire Hand, Bottomless, and an Ignition, and taking that copy of Ignition, which definitely is a solid choice given, you know, they have double Moral Tack and the double Cyclone, so being able to potentially, say, set something like a Beagle Tack and then be able to fire the double Cyclone, popping the Moral Tacks and stuff is very good. Here, it looks like they are setting all the back row and then going and setting that copy of Firehand over to Icaros, who gets a copy of Secrets. So a pretty solid hand here from Icaros, but they are going to have to play through quite a lot of back row. So let's see what they choose to do here, going for Crescent, revealing Wisdom, Secrets, and Master. And it looks like they are going to get the copy of Master, going for Secrets to grab a copy of Blue Boy. And after that, playing it slow, just going to set that copy of Blue Boy, not taking the risk of running into a breakthrough skill or even that warning or anything like that. So here, it looks like Birdman draws into the copy of Beagle Tack, so kind of wild that, you know, if they're only on one copy of Beagle Tack, that's really unfortunate, though now they might have to play out, you know, their back row a little bit different. Once Icaros starts playing some of their back row, they might, you know, well, first, I guess they have to kind of clear their own back row to be able to set it, but then that double Cyclone becomes a little more relevant in this situation. Same with the Ignition, I guess, in that case, but let's see what they choose to do here. Just passing. Okay, so also not wanting to fully commit into anything there. Here, Icaros is going to get a copy of Torrential. They are going to flip up the Blue Boy, attempting to use the effect, but here we see the warning is actually going to negate and destroy that summon there. After that, Icaros is going to normal summon the copy of Temperance. Birdman says it's good, going for Master, revealing Power, and from here, copying the Secrets, and then grabbing another Blue Boy here, so more follow-up. After that, they are going to use the Temperance, special summoning a copy of High Priestess, using the effect, banishing the Secrets, and it looks like they are going to try to blind hit a back row, here hitting the copy of Double Cyclone, which unfortunately isn't able to be chained given Icaros doesn't have any back row here, and here it looks like they are going to just pass, given, you know, they are seeing things like the double Cyclone here, and they know that Birdman has Ignition. They are choosing to, you know, hold this copy of Torrential so that it doesn't get just simply popped right away. Here, Birdman does draw for turn, getting a copy of Soul Charge, and let's see, here just setting the copy of Beagle Tack and passing. Icaros draws into a copy of Bottomless here, and let's see, using the effect of the High Priestess, just trying to clear out more back row, banishing the copy of Master, and again, going after a random back row. This time, unfortunately hitting that copy of Ignition, but the Ignition can be chained here, going after the copy of Beagle Tack and setting a copy of Moral Tack. From here, the Ignition is going to activate to skip the next battle phase, as well as we do see the Beagle Tack being able to summon here, using its effect and popping double Moral Tack, both of which will be able to special summon themselves here, and they can go and trigger, popping the High Priestess. And after that, it looks like Icaros is going to normal summon that copy of Blue Boy, using the effect and grabbing a copy of Eternity. From here, Eternity can grab back the banished copy of Master, and Master is going to activate, revealing that copy of Power again, and grabbing that copy of Secrets, so they copy the Eternity to grab back the Secrets there. And after that, activating Secrets, getting Fate. After all this time, we are finally seeing, you know, Fate added, as well as we haven't seen Tower yet, so kind of crazy to think how well this deck just grinds. And after that, Icaros knows the ignition is gone, so they can go and set some more back row. Oh, actually just setting one. So kind of just bluffing that this is the fate more than likely, and there they had also skipped their battle phase because of popping the ignition. Here Birdman gets a copy of Sanctum, and how many? Okay, so they have a Moral Tack here. They have 2 Moral Tack on board, a Beagle Tack. So depending on how many artifacts Birdman is on, which a lot of times the H.A.T deck does play, just 5 artifacts, they might be out of artifacts. And if that's the case, this Sanctum might be dead. A lot of builds do some, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but it's like 50-50 do play another copy of Beagle Tack or even sometimes Scythe. So we could see that potentially, but it's not really the most impactful. Usually you'd want to have the Moral Tax live against a deck like Spellbook that really need to stick a spellcaster monster. It'll be very interesting to see how Birdman actually chooses to go about this, given if they do think this is fate, then they probably wouldn't just overlay for something like a Tyrus. They might go more so for a chainable card such as a Pleiades, as well as they might just switch everything to attack and try to push in for damage. But if they flip up this Ice Hand and this Torrential gets flipped, that will be pretty bad for Birdman, even though they do have Soul Charge. So let's see what they choose to do here. They are going to flip up the Ice Hand, and Icaros is going to get a lot of advantage out of that. And here, we are going to see everything get destroyed. The Ice Hand won't be able to float because Icaros has no back row for them to pop, but Birdman is going to fire off that Soul Charge. And let's see, bringing back the Ice Hand, Beagle Tack, Moral Tack, and Moral Tack. So, paying 4,000 to bring everything back. But, they kind of have to do it, and here just passing. So choosing just to leave everything on board and kind of say, Icaros, deal with it. And here Icaros will draw for turn, getting a copy of Life, which is a very solid draw here. And we are going to see the High Priestess revealing 3 to special summon itself. And Birdman says it's good, and here comes the High Priestess, and after that, it looks like High Priestess is going to banish secrets to pop the Ice Hand, and after that, the Spellbook of Life is activated to banish the copy of Blue Boy, bring back the High Priestess, and obviously one of these gets re-revealed for it. And after that, the other High Priestess can banish the Master, going after one of the Moral Tax. Powers activated on the High Priestess that is equipped with the Life. And from there, Birdman is just going to scoop it up. Icaros was in such a commanding spot, as well as Birdman was just so low on life there. So moving on into game number 2, Birdman will get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Master, Breakthrough Skill, Blue Boy, Power, and Fiendish Chain. And on the other side, we see Dionea, Warning again, Ice Hand, Sanctum, Debunk, and getting a draw for turn, getting a Call of the Haunted. So again, just a very interesting hand. Birdman definitely has some very good back row here. Having the Sanctum, Debunk, and Warning is definitely a solid here. And we are going to see the Ice Hand set and 4 back row over to Icaros, who gets a copy of DD Crow. So that will be good eventually against that copy of Call of the Haunted, I'd assume. And Icaros is going to play it slow yet again, setting the copy of Blue Boy and setting just a Breakthrough Skill back over to Birdman, who is going to get another copy of Sanctum, which they're going to set and pass it back over to Icaros. Here, Icaros gets a copy of Wisdom, which is very good into a lot of back row, though obviously we know Birdman has that Warning. Here, Blue Boy is flipped up, and Warning is going to meet the Blue Boy yet again. After that, Icaros is choosing to set another back row, and in end phase, Birdman is going to go and use that Sanctum, trying to put more pressure, summoning a copy of Moral Tack, and Birdman will then draw for turn, getting another Call of the Haunted. So now, it's going to be a little unfortunate if Birdman has to use a Call of the Haunted. That's going to be met with Crow, and then they'll have to use the other Call of the Haunted if they want to bring back the monster eventually, if it gets to that point. But anyways, here we do see Ice Hand flipped up. Dionea is summoned straight into battle phase, attacking in for a lot of damage here. And let's see here, we do see the Fiendish Chain on the Moral Tack into main phase 2. Birdman sets the other Call of the Haunted back over to Icaros, who gets a copy of Tower. They really aren't seeing any spellcaster monsters, so here Icaros just sets a Bluff Master, and back over to Birdman, who gets a Breakthrough Skill, goes to battle phase, again attacking in. Icaros really needs to find something here. Like a Blue Boy, a Temperance, something. Here they get a copy of High Priestess, which isn't bad, but if we remember, Birdman does, I believe, have a copy of Debunk, which can just kind of stop that in its tracks. So let's see here, we do see the High Priestess revealing 3, And is Birdman going to use that copy of Debunk? And they are. And very unfortunate, so we are going to go into a game number 3. This time, Icaros will get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Blue Boy, Crow, Book of Moon, Spellbook of the Master, and Breakthrough Skill. And on the other side, we see Double Cyclone, Mind Control, Debunk, Warning, and Sanctum. So, wow, what a wild thing to see. 3 out of 3 games. Birdman opens the one of Solemn Warning, as well as similar to game 2, they do see the Debunk and the Sanctum. So very strong cards, though. We'll have to see how strong it really is going second. And here it looks like Icaros draws into a copy of Justice, which is a great draw here, but they are going to go and lead with that copy of Blue Boy to get a copy of Secrets. And then after that, just playing it slow, setting the Book of Moon and the copy of Breakthrough Skill. And here Birdman gets a copy of Duality, which is a very good draw. Hopefully seeing a monster at this point, going and activating it, revealing Mermail, Sanctum, and Mirror Force. Taking the copy of Mermail, which is great. It's a +1, though we'll have to see if this Breakthrough Skill gets used on it. I don't think Icaros cares that much about a bottomless or something, though, given the setup they have. Here we do see the Mermail summoned, and Icaros says it's good, and Birdman's going to search that copy of bottomless. After that, going into battle phase and attacking into Blue Boy, I'd assume the Book of Moon, which is going to be activated. So here, when the Blue Boy gets flipped back up, Icaros will be able to search that copy of Crescent, and after that, Birdman is just, again, setting all the back row here. Icaros will then draw for turn, getting a copy of High Priestess. So there is definitely potential for this turn to get kind of crazy. So let's see, here we see the Crescent activated, revealing Secrets, Fate, and Wisdom. And Icaros will get the copy of Secrets. After that, activating Secrets, grabbing that copy of Wisdom. After that, we are going to see the High Priestess going to try to summon itself. And let's see what happens. Debunk is going to be activated there. And so the copy of High Priestess gets banished. After that, we do see the Justice normal summon, but that is met with Warning. So really unfortunate there for Icaros. And let's see if Birdman can capitalize on it. Here, Birdman gets a copy of Call the Haunted, goes to battle phase, swings in with Mermail, sets the Call the Haunted back over to Icaros, who gets another High Priestess. So here we are going to see another High Priestess going to activate here. And let's see how this one goes. Birdman is going to think they say it's good. So the High Priestess hits the board, and that is met with bottomless, but Icaros does have that Wisdom, and Birdman knew that it was there. So they are going to have to think here. Sanctum is going to be activated, going Double Cyclone on the copy of Sanctum, hitting the Breakthrough Skill, which is very solid. And now, off of the last thing to happen, that's Sanctum, a copy of Moral Tack is going to be summoned, and using the effect is going to pop the High Priestess. And let's see here, Icaros is going to use Secrets, getting a copy of Blue Boy, summoning the Blue Boy, which they didn't summon this turn, right? No, I think they had just gone for, what was it? They went for High Priestess, that got bottomless, and the other one got hit with the Moral Tax. So yeah, okay, very interesting. Icaros definitely isn't out of it, but there's a Call the Haunted, so okay, it's going to be a very interesting turn here. Let's keep going and see. So Blue Boy is going to be summoned, grabbing a copy of Life. Oh, that is a great ad, actually, given they do have Master reveal Life, getting a copy of Fate, and after that, we do see the Life activated, banishing the Blue Boy, bringing back the High Priestess, and after that, going to battle phase, High Priestess over the copy of Moral Tack, and then here, it looks like main phase 2, activating the High Priestess, banishing Secrets to pop the Mermail, and going and setting that copy of Fate. If Birdman uses this copy of Call the Haunted, they might think they're good, but, you know, that DD Crow is going to meet that. Here they Call the Haunted, but we do see the DD Crow on that, and Birdman is going to draw into a copy of Firehand. Okay, and they're choosing just to hold it because they do know that Icaros has that copy of Fate, so just setting the Mind Control. And then from here, kind of a risky play, honestly, Icaros is going to get a copy of Temperance, and then High Priestess is activated, banishing the copy of Master to hit the set, which is that copy of Mind Control, activating Fate to banish 2 to book the copy of Blue Boy, flipping it back up, grabbing a copy of Master, normal summoning the Temperance, using the effect to go and summon the High Priestess, and Icaros is able to take that one. very impressive showing. That one turn definitely looked like they might have been out of it with all the interruptions that Birdman had, but you know, Icaros was able to play that very well and take that match. So anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it, comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to go down to the video description to find out how you can send in your hat format replays, whether you won or lost. If you thought the deck you or your opponent was playing was pretty cool, feel free to send that in. I'm sure a lot of people would love to see it. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.